Hello everyone, my name is Javin and this is my YouTube channel, and I think it is time to take off our nostalgia glasses, take a real look at the Nintendo GameCube. A lot of my viewers today probably grew up playing the Nintendo GameCube. It may have even been your first console. It was my first console. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here though. The Nintendo GameCube sucks! And before all you Nintendo fanboys go and hit the dislike button, because I know you're going to, just watch the video. It'll all make sense. Right, so before I go over all the issues and negatives with the Nintendo GameCube, I'm going to talk about the positives. We want to start it out on a positive note. Let's talk about the good things with this little cube. This one may sound a little bit weird, but this has actually been a major positive with me. Since my GameCube just sits on my shelf, it's actually become a great storage container, and that's because it has these little expansion slots down here at the bottom of the cube, and you can store all kinds of little collectibles, money, drugs, whatever you want to store in there, and no one's going to find it because they're not going to look at the bottom of your GameCube, I'm guessing. I feel like I don't even need to mention my positive number 2, since it's so obvious, but the carrying handle, this thing is genius. This was basically the Switch before the Switch. You could take this anywhere, you could carry it around. It can be a fashion statement, and with this storage on the bottom too, you could carry it around, use it as a handbag, purse, I don't know, weapon. I mean, honestly, if you're into fashion, this is a must-have accessory. You need a Nintendo GameCube when you go out to the mall, when you go out to the store. People are going to take notice. They're going to want to know, what in the world are you holding in your hand? Everyone's going to be jealous of your cube, and you're going to be a fashion god. Alright, and the last major positive I wanted to talk about was a little bit of an accessory for the GameCube, and that is this portable screen. Not only does it fold down, it's basically like a giant Game Boy SP. This way, wherever you take your GameCube, you always have a screen with you, got built-in speakers, you can wear your headphones, bring your controller along, and with all these ports down here, you could store extra batteries for your wireless Wavebird controllers. That way you can go out and be gaming on the go. And so that's a really awesome positive. You can take this anywhere you want with this carrying handle, with this screen, with your wireless controller. You got this set up on the go. The only issue with this setup is they forgot to put batteries in the system. So, yeah, you'll have to find a power cord and plug it in somewhere. But other than that, you'll look awesome if you go out to the store, go to a restaurant, bring your GameCube with you. You'll be the coolest guy in the store. I mean, honestly, you'll look so cool. Everyone will be jealous. All right. But that's where the positives of this system end. And now we're going to be getting into those nasty, nasty negatives. It's no wonder why the Nintendo GameCube was one of the worst selling Nintendo consoles and considered a failure by many. And my first major issue is with the GameCube controller itself, and I have not found any GameCube controllers that do not have this issue. If I could find some, that would be great, but here we go. That is, every GameCube controller I've ever held is missing the left bumper. They all have this right bumper up here, but they don't have a left bumper, and that is just confusing. Look, I mean, even these cheap knockoff Wii U controllers have a left and a right bumper. I mean, how can the official Nintendo controller not have a left and a right bumper when even these cheap Chinese knockoff controllers have them? When I'm playing Call of Duty on the GameCube, of course, how am I supposed to hit that left bumper to throw those flash grenades? I don't know. It's very confusing to me. Whenever I'm playing Call of Duty, it just doesn't work out. I always hit the left trigger and end up looking down my sights, but just missing it. Alright, and my next big issue with the GameCube here is the games really haven't aged well. I mean, take a look here. We have Luigi's Mansion on the screen here, and it just does not look, I mean, it looks way darker than I remember, and it just doesn't have the same gameplay that I remember as a kid, and that's just the nostalgia, I think. I really remember this game being a lot more fun than it really is as I go back and play it here as an adult. I mean, you can barely even control anything. Just doesn't seem to work very well. And I think that it holds true. Every single game I've tried has basically been the exact same thing here. I mean, before I started this review, I was thinking, I can't wait to play these games. I love the GameCube games. They are all just classics. You know, Super Mario Sunshine, you got Super Smash Brothers, Luigi's Mansion, all these great games, but just not as impressive as I remember. Okay, and this issue is more personal to myself that I have with the GameCube, but honestly, the GameCube just isn't as fun if you don't have any friends, and I don't have any friends. Games, Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, Mario Party, all of those games, they're not fun when you're by yourself, and I'm by myself all the time, alone in my room, with no one else to play with, so those games just aren't as fun. They just don't appeal to me when I'm by myself, and I'm always by myself. So that's kind of a big negative for the GameCube, to be honest. Lots of party games, and I'm just not a party. Alright, and that brings me to the next issue here with the Nintendo GameCube. That is, the discs just do not fit well in the machine. I don't know if it's because of old age, or this is how it's always been, but when I try and put my discs here on my GameCube, they're just sort of loose in there. It just doesn't seem to fit correctly, and I can't seem to get them to spin right. Maybe that's why the games aren't displaying as I remember, just because the disc doesn't fit correctly in here. I'm assuming this issue that I'm having with the discs is one that is not unique to myself, though. I haven't heard of anyone else have this issue, but I'm sure there are plenty of other people that have this disc issue out there, so obviously another problem here with the Nintendo GameCube. And for these reasons and more is why the Nintendo Switch sucks. Sir... Alright everyone, for these reasons and more, that is why the Nintendo Switch sucks. Just an awful console overall. You know, a lot of us have those nostalgia blinders on. We can't see the truth. But if you really look at it independently and using some analysis, you can determine this console is just a hunk of garbage. Alright everyone, that's just the truth. Nintendo GameCube, it sucks. Alright, if we take a look at this objectively, using some real facts, some hard evidence, take those nostalgia goggles off, we can see this is nothing other than a purple cube of crap. Smells like glue. Alright everyone, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, had a little bit of fun along the way, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment in the comment section below about whether or not you like the GameCube. Does it suck like mine does, or is it awesome?